Live from the Facebook Singapore studios, we're back with Off the Bar, and today it's a Singapore-Uzbekistan special. Joining us in the studio today, we've got 87-cap veteran Fazrul Nawaz and former Singapore international, current Geylang International head coach, and definitely winner of the non-existent most entertaining post-match interviewee award, Mohd Noor Ali.
Next year.
Next year. We'll do it for the awards night. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. As we look forward to the match tomorrow as Singapore going to play Uzbekistan. And this show, of course, Off the Bar, is a voice for you fans of Singapore football. So if you're watching, get your questions in live and we'll try to take as many of them as we can. But to start things off, we're going to talk about the match, maybe the qualification or the World Cup qualifying that we've had so far. It's 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss. The loss just last week against Saudi Arabia. How do you guys think we've started so far with Tatsuma's first qualifying campaign? Fazrul?
Okay, for me, I think it's a decent start. Obviously, we should have won the first game, but then we didn't take our chances and there was some lost concentration at the back. So if you ask me, honestly, it's a good start for the team.
And,
I think it's a very good start for the team. Basically, it's Tatsuma first qualifiers, and I think he has done a great job with the boys, trying to gather all the boys together for the qualifiers is not easy. But it's good to see that the team are playing some very positive football, and also that they are more disciplined right now. Of course, it's a bit harder playing against Saudi, but we have basically scored 4 goals, even we conceded 6 goals. But at this point in time, I think with 3 games and 4 points, I think it's a good start. Yeah.
And I think you talk about the positive football and maybe just the positive energy as well around the team. I think maybe before that there was people maybe also like a bit hard on the team as well and the way the football they was playing. Do you think it's a welcome thing now that Tatsuma's come in and he's tried to play his game?
I think it's a process. We have to be patient with this. At least we are seeing certain things are moving forward. And I think Tatsuma is doing a lot of good things in the team right now. As you can see, when we play against Yemen, we played some very good, decent passing football, and it was very good to see the kind of movement that he wants. Against Yemen, he was very tactically. Against Palestine, he was very tactically with the 3-4-3 formation and very organised in terms of defending, and we got a very good result from there. So I think it's a process. We have to be patient with the current team and the coach. I think we will definitely improve under Tatsuma. Yeah.
And do you think, you talk about playing the 3-4-3 and Fazrul, he played 4-1-4-1 I think first game, and then the last 2 have been 3-4-3 or 3-4-3 and maybe goes to a 5-3-2. Do you like this tactical fluidity that he's brought?
I think I kind of like it. I mean, to see he keep changing the formation for every game is something new for the team and for the fans also. And it's good to see this kind of formation for the players to see whether they can fit in tactically and to play to his style. And so far, it's been positive. So hopefully we can see another positive match tomorrow. Yep.
And before we talk about tomorrow, Coach Noor Ali, let's talk about the Saudi game. 3-0, obviously not a good result, but it was away from home. Do you think they're positive to take from that game as well?
I think there's a lot of positive to take. Basically, we were very organised in terms of our defending, and you can see the players. Even we were 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 down, we were still keep on going and working very hard to get something out of the game. I think that's the positive attitude that the team has at this point of time, and we did not create a negative kind of football even we were down 1-0. Of course, Saudi is a very different team. They are technically sound, tactically they are very good. They move the ball very fast. These are all Middle East team. That. And definitely they have a few dangerous players. But saying that, I think to get a good result tomorrow, we have to cut off the individual mistakes, because that will cost us games, because if the team works well, we don't want to concede through individual mistakes, Yeah.
And do you think maybe that's one of the biggest differences between us and say like the top teams in Asia that even though you can organize it tactically, still here and there will make individual mistakes, Fazrul?
I think yes, it is. I mean, you talk about the top teams in Asia, quality-wise, they are much superior than us. Of course, we will try to defend as much as we can, but then again, our concentration level and technically, we know we are a bit lacking behind with them. So some game it will cost us. Yeah.
But it's not easy lah,
Yes.
right? I mean, to try to, like, it's easy for me to ask you right now, oh yeah, like individual mistakes, but to defend, especially against these bigger teams like Uzbekistan who move the ball really well, they're big as well physically. How hard it is like to play 90 minutes and try to keep your concentration levels up.
I think at the highest level of football, we always believe that 1v1 situation is very important. That's something that we like, because when we work as a group or we work as a team, it's much more easier for us to handle them. But the minute we create a 1v1 situation, this is where our boys, our players need to learn that they need to be much more stronger on this part. Because whether attackingly or defensively, you have to be strong 1v1. We have Faris who is very good at 1v1. But in the league he will go past anybody. But the only thing he went past was the assistant referee that game. So that was the hardest part. You gotta be strong with this.
Yes.
Because you must make things harder. For Uzbek or any team that you play, you have to be strong 1v1. Then that's where the group comes very well, and that's where the team comes very well. Yeah.
Okay, we're starting to get questions in from the fans. The first one is from Amo Audio.
Yeah.
He asks, how would Shiki Hamzah have made a difference against Saudi Arabia, if any? And who should be his replacement? Maybe Coach Noor Ali first can ask you if Shaki would have been a difference.
I mean,
seeing as your player was the guy who replaced
I think
him.
Darren had a very good game. He did well defensively, but definitely you can't compare between Shaki and Darren, because Shaki is much more stronger in 1v1 and he's very aggressive. But one player doesn't make a team. Even Shaki can't defend the whole time for Singapore. He needs the whole back line. So he would have maybe strengthened up on the left side, because he's more of a attacking fullback and he loves to go up and down, and he's a natural left footer. So that position actually suits him well. But I don't know whether he's going to be back for Uzbek game or not. But that if he's back, then he's going to be a boost for us. But if not, someone has to step up. If it might be a suspension or injury, but this is I think he's out for a certain reason. But I think Darren has stepped up well, but we still have enough. I think they have called up Irwan Shah back in the team, so Irwan Shah is still good enough for that position. But saying that, I think Shaki is the best down there, because defensively, attackingly, he
Right now, yes.
at this point in time, yeah.
Right. And maybe not nice to say who should be replacement. Did you think Darren did well that day?
Of course, for his first international start, I felt that he did really well, and obviously, fair to say, because he played under Coach Noor Ali and he improved a lot. Really,
Thank you.
really, I seen his improvement, and to be fair, yes, that game he did it best, and he did decently play well.
And what is it like, especially away in a place like Saudi Arabia, to make your first international start? Like, what kind of nerves would have gone through? What was your first cap like?
My first cap was I'm very nervous, of course, but luckily for me, I'm playing in Singapore in front of the home fans. Like, if you are away, yes, the nerves are there, but if you talking about pressure, I think the pressure is a bit lesser while compare playing at home. I mean, because for me, the home fans, you really have to, as you know, our football fans here, they want to see your best ability. So compare away and home, I mean, away there's less pressure. So that's the difference for me. Yep.
Coach, do you remember your first cap?
My first cap, I cannot remember my first cap, but basically, I played in the Middle East country quite a few times, and especially in the AFC Cup when we played against Syria team, there was 40,000 crowd, But for me as a player back then, and I just silent myself. You know, I put myself in a silent mode and just go out and focus on the game. You know, that's the way you should do it. You know, because the crowd in the video is totally different. You know, it's totally different. It can be a very distraction with you, during the game. But I think we should put yourself on a silent mode and just focus on the game.
Okay. Okay. This one now from Muhammad Syed bin Arif for you, Fazrul.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being left out by the current national coach? And he's asked, are you retired or will you fight back to rejoin the national team? I think a lot of people would like to know.
I mean, this is a tough question for me to answer. I mean, for me, obviously, as you know that I didn't play much this year. Of course, if I would love to play as much as I can, but then it all depends on my current team and current coach. If you ask me, I think it's time for the younger generation to have them to play for the national team and for them to step up. So it's a question that we will see how it goes for me.
But given the chance, you still want to play?
Given a chance, of course, I would like to represent my country again. But then again, it depends on on how the coach sees in me, how he think I fit in the team or that. Yep.
Okay, next one, we'll try and get through as many questions as we can, so we'll just run through for Coach Noor Ali. After coaching in Japan, I think you will like this question. What's the difference in the football system's quality as compared to Singapore?
Wow, you guys gonna put me in a spot right now. If I want to start, I got a long list to talk about. You know, I think basically when I was in Japan, you know, everything is about discipline. You know, you can't talk about the quality or the facilities, even the players, because everything down there is about discipline and everything is details. You know, even when it comes to dinner, this is a very simple example, not even football, you know. You see everyone seated down, they will not eat, wait for everyone to be ready, you know, to have dinner together. And they always, I think they say some prayers, you know, after that everybody will clear their trays, their food and everything, you know. So you don't have to go into the football pitch, you know. The off the field discipline is really fantastic with these boys, you know. And definitely the quality of football is far apart, you know. I think they start their J-League 1995, you know, we started 1996. They are in the World Cup and we are still in the Suzuki Cup. So, you know, that says everything, you know, and we're still trying to fight and qualify for the qualifiers, you know. So it's a big gap.
Yeah, Fazrul, how do you keep a positive mindset as a player? This is from Pip Strelu, Abdul Onomatopia. As a player to improve and be selected for the national team despite multiple injuries along the journey.
For me, it's important.
Just came back from the gym.
On your own, you went to the gym today, right? You must tell people.
Like what Coach Mohd Noor Ali says, it's all about discipline. I mean, from the start, if you have a good mentor in the team, you have a good senior players that you look up to, and from there you will learn, and from there itself you have to put it in your mind. You have to be disciplined. I mean, you have to make a full use out of your career, and no matter what, just be positive as you can be. Just play the game as well as you can be. Yep.
And now, as an older player, like, what do you tell some of the younger guys? They are quite a lot of young guys, seniors, sorry, like, isn't you and Nikesh there? You've got a lot of under 23 boys in Hougang, Fahan Zulkifli as well. Like, what do you tell them? And
for me, my advice to them is like, of course, first of all, to take care of themselves. I mean, they have to be disciplined, and of course, don't try to get big-headed if possible. It doesn't mean that you play well 2-3 games, you start to think that you are there, or you have to keep your feet at the ground. Just like as a player myself, I fully experienced with him. He really, when I started off at Geylang,
it looks like I'm gonna sign him.
No. I hope so. I mean, he really keep my feet on the ground. Even when I came back from Young Lions after serving them through my national service, he really keep not only me, like few other players, like there was Bayaki, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah. Few of the young generation there, he was one of the senior players that keep our feet on the ground. So it's important for the young generation players to have this mentality. Yeah.
And does the national team work like that as well, coach? Like when people come in to the senior players, take them under the wing, or
It used to be like
Yes,
during my
correct.
time. It used to be during my time, but I think now I think it's going to be very different. During my days, it's a totally different kind of football. Now it's a modern way of football. You have ways to approach and manage these players. Even senior players have to be very encouraging at this point of time, especially in our Singapore context. Because you want these boys to look. There's something to look at the future for football, in Singapore. So they need more encouragement. So there's a different way of approach than during my time, because last time, the language that they use to us, we on the field, now, like during my time, if somebody shouted at me, that means I will get sent off the next minute. I'm just telling you that. Now, the boys will go back, cry to their mom. Tomorrow they will write in, send email. So, so this is the problem, So we must know how to manage these boys nowadays.
Okay, we have now maybe back to the qualifiers. Amo Audio, he's asked, do you guys think we have a realistic chance to qualify? And I think it's important to remember this is not just World Cup qualifiers, but maybe more importantly, Asian Cup qualifiers as well. Where do you think we can do with this group? And here's a tough group.
I think Tatsuma has started something very positive. Even if we don't qualify to the next round, we can see a lot of positive things that he's doing within the team. And he's giving a lot of opportunity to players that he's opening up to the national team with more players coming in to represent Singapore. And that gives a very good, healthy environment for these boys to fight, So even for me, I hope for them to do well, because like I said, we are strong at home, especially at Jalan Besar. So if we stay positive this way, we might have a chance to qualify. But if we don't, at least we know that there's something, a good process that we can follow and progress and start doing well for the Asian qualifiers, something that we should look at first, and focus on doing this, not winning the Suzuki Cup only. I think the Asian Cup qualifiers we have a bunch of very good national. You have Hassan Sani, Izwan Mahmud as your first two choice goalkeeper. You still have Haris Harun, you have Safwan. You have very strong senior players down there to guide the young ones. I think this is the best time, and you get the right coach right now. It's just that you got to understand the philosophy and concept of his play, And I think 2-3 years down the road, we will definitely have a very strong team,
And Fazrul, you think Asian Cup is something that we can look at realistically?
Yes, I agree with what Mohd Noor Ali
agree
said. I mean, of course, previously I played under Coach Radi. We nearly qualified for the Asian Cup. That was back then we really wanted to qualify for that, because we doesn't want to be like in Suzuki Cup only. We want to be in the big stage. And yes, we was nearly there. And I hopefully with this bunch of players right now, and under the current coach, I think it's like what he say before, it's a process. I think let's see how it goes, and I can see that maybe we should target that instead of only every 2 years Suzuki Cup. Yeah.
And this is from Cornelius Pereira. He said, since Uzbekistan won 5-0 after they fired Hector Cooper, who was a big name coach, do you think, or what are the chances of Singapore walking away with any point? I think we always have a chance, right, in a football game.
I mean, we're playing at home, and we beat Palestine 2-1, and Palestine beat Uzbek 2-0. And I think it's about 90 minutes. We have seen how these boys have played against Palestine and Yemen. So anything is possible. I'm very positive with this team. Although we got a very young front line with Iksan, but this boy has that scoring instinct that we have been missing for so long. Amri was once down there. And I think he's a very good replacement. Of course he's young. He needs more time to develop, but he's doing well for the national team right now. So I think we can get a win. If the players play according to the plan, that's what we did for the first 2 games, and we are playing at home. Fans are behind. I think people will come and watch this game. Maybe they will start buying tickets right now and come and watch. Instead of getting free tickets. I think it's worth watching this team. Worth paying to watch this team at this point of time. I think we will get the 3 points. Yeah, I think we are able to do that.
And Fazrul, I guess when you play someone like Uzbekistan, who on paper are better than you, but in the team, like, do you all tell yourself, or do you all have a fear, like, alamak, we're playing against a team that's supposed to be better, or we just say, let's stick to the plan and we believe in what we're doing?
I think for us, like during when we were playing, I think we stick to the plan, believe in ourselves and believe in our ability and what the coach want us to play, and we will just go out there without fear and play the game we want it to be. So like I hope that tomorrow they stick to the plan with full concentration, and hopefully we can get the result. Yep.
Okay, this one, Coach Noor Ali, for you, from Norisham Janudin. Have you any plans to be a national coach?
Wow.
Future have kind of.
I mean, everyone has that kind of ambition to go far, but I think I'm still young. I'm still at a learning stage. It has been a very good experience for me in Japan, coming back here to take a new team, and finish decent in the league. Definitely, I want to be there, and it's every coach dream to be part of it. I was a national player before, and I want to be there, but I think it's still a learning process for me. There's still a lot of things I need to learn as a coach, and we are handling big players down there, so I love to be in the setup right now, actually. Wow, that's straightforward. Okay. Because I think you have a good coach here that you can learn a lot from, and something that you always want to look when you're only 44 and you are starting your coaching career. But definitely, hopefully one day, I want to be there.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
So Pete Tomo asks, he says, you guys need more big match practice. Play Australia or New Zealand. Anyone who is half good, do you agree? I think that's something that maybe it's a criticism being leveled there, so playing at teams who are a bit weaker. But I think recently, we played Jordan, and we might be playing Qatar, I think, in the next round of fixtures. Is it important to test yourselves against better opposition?
I think you need to have balance on both, because as coaches, I think it's not about playing Jordan or Macau. Of course, every coach wants to play the big teams, but at the end of the day, your team must be well prepared to do that, So I think a very good example, our under-23 plays the UAE team and we lose 3-0, and there was so many negative points that, but actually I think Fandi is looking at a different point of view, So when we play Macau 4-0 and then we suddenly become the best team in Asia, So what I'm trying to say is, definitely you want to play the big teams, but the boys must be ready to be there to compete. So I think it's not just playing against the big team, it's how you want to prepare to play against these big teams so that you are ready to compete at the next level.
Faz, what do you think about that sort of balance?
For players, it's all about confidence. Yes, you like to play against the big team, but then if you get hammered or you keep losing against them, the confidence will go down. So sometimes it's good to play maybe 2 games against the big team, then the next 2 games are against same level, or if not, just below, to get the confidence for the players. So for me, balance is really a key part here. Yep.
And were you involved in like the Argentina game? And
I played against Brazil when Ronaldinho was here. Yeah, so that game, I mean, was really tough, but it was really a good experience. After that, there's many positive that you can take away from that game, and of course it make us improve as a player. It really improve us to bring us to play to the next game. Yep.
Okay, next question is for you, Coach Noor Ali.
Yeah.
Do you still teach secondary school, or do you still coach secondary school? From Nazaira Abdul Kudus.
Okay, I'm still coaching with Tanjung Katong Secondary School because basically before I left to Japan and I was in Geylang back in 2016, I was coaching for Tanjung Katong Secondary for the last few years, and basically there was a development phase in that school that we have did, and a lot of these boys actually represented Geylang, and Bill was one of them from that school, So it's very important for coaches, even at SPL level, to know what's going on around the school soccer scene, because that's where you can find a lot of talent out there. So that's something that is going to help you guys to develop young players, you know. So yeah, I'm still with Tanjung Katong Sec.
Actually, that is a brilliant segue to our next question from Mohd Noor Ali. Do you think that there are many players out there who are not exposed or found in Singapore, maybe not part of the system?
There's a lot actually.
Yeah.
You know, the question is for Fazrul.
I think you're first, maybe you answer first.
I think I agree because there's a lot actually out there that we doesn't tap on these players. I mean, if you look at it, some of them like sometimes we ask why they doesn't want to play. They say like, what can they do for a career right now with our current state of football? So this kind of question come up to us, and like for us to answer them also it's very hard. Yep. So I hope that we can go out somewhere, help these players to help fulfill their dream. Yep.
And okay, this again to the next question about talent. Which player would you select for the national team under the foreign sports talent or foreign talent scheme? If it exists, we don't know if it's happening, but do you think, or would you even want to naturalize foreigners?
This thing has been going on for so many years, you know, but I mean, there's only one player I would think of at this point of time, and that's Song, you know, because he's the longest serving player in Singapore at this point of time, and I think he's happy down here and he's enjoying his football down here, and something that, you know, I think he has the ability to contribute to the team, you know, and we lack someone who is technically strong like him, you know, and then this guy is a very intelligent player. But saying that, I think with the current rules and regulation we have in the league with the under 23, I think we should expose more of the young players, you know, giving these players a chance, but maybe not at the national team level, maybe at the under 21 and under 23 for them to have a stepping stone before they go into the national team setup.
And plus, you've played with like the likes of Farah and Durich, and were they beneficial to the team and the players and growth of players?
Yes, definitely. I mean, they give us that that challenge that we want to, for the local players, we want to show them that we want to play in the team instead of them. So the competition was there and we felt it, and of course with them around, you know, with Alex, with Farah, and that back then we were having pressures, the African boys, I call them. Plus Julie, plus Chai. So they help us to improve our ability too. So that was then. I mean, in the end, it really helped us. Yep.
It's just a short-term success. You want to go for the long-term. You know,
true.
just more important.
Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of long-term, maybe, Coach, some of the younger talents that you've seen around the league, are you hopeful in what you've seen?
Not at this point of time, because there's a lot of work to be done with these boys, you know, and it's not because of playing one game, 2 games, or the whole season, you know, because if you look at the league, you have Ryan Stewart, you have in Warriors, you have Zikos, you have the guy Daniel Go, you know, but these boys from nowhere, you know, they either come from school or they come from NFL or from under the void deck, I don't know, you know, but actually they have talent, you know, but they have to start young, you know. This is something that we gotta look back. Really look back.
The question now from No Mama Arif. This is a question, man. If you can change anything in Singapore football, what will it be and why? Fazrul, put you on the spot with this one. Coach Noor Ali, think long and hard about it.
I will change the mindset. I mean, I change the mindset and the facilities. Mindset is for the players, like, I mean, before even we reach 30, we are called old players already, and that's not good. Really, that's not good. I hope this mindset will be changed, and of course the facilities, the changing room, the stadium, the pitch. I mean, when we go overseas, we look at a good example is Johor Darul Takzim. When we look at them, wow, we want to be in this kind of spotlight, and it gives us the boost to play even more better, to train even more better. So this is what I would like to see. Yep.
Okay, coach. If you answer this question, we'll be over 5 hours. So I'm gonna go to this next question from Gabriel Quack. Hi to Noor Ali. How do you feel when people compare you to Pep Guardiola and Mourinho?
Hi, Gabriel. You try to be funny.
Gabriel, you want to come Geylang?
Okay. Well, how to answer that one?
Okay, no need lah. Okay, here's our last question.
At this point, only Pepsi only.
Predictions for tomorrow's game.
1-0 Gabriel Quack coming in the second half and scoring the winning goal.
1-1.
Oh, 1. Okay, you heard it here first. 1-0 from Coach Noor Ali, 1-1 from Fazrul Nawaz. Whatever it is, we just want you guys to come down and watch the game. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we've got now, live from the Facebook studios. Thank you for your questions. Thank you to Facebook once again for letting us use their wonderful studio. Again, this is Off the Bar. It's the show where you fans send in your questions. Thank you so much for letting us know what you want to hear. Singapore take on Uzbekistan tomorrow, of course. Please come down, fill the stadium as much as you can as the boys look to get a victory against a very tough opponent. Get your tickets from www.sportshubtix.sg. We'll see you tomorrow.